Hello, my kindreds. How you doing? You still breathing? Still taking each opportunity to go, okay, if this was the perfect opportunity for me to be even more of who I'm called to be, what do I intend to do with these circumstances? That's a frame that's helping me these days. And as always, it's really only when I feel impelled, when I feel impelled to create a video and share it that I do so. And it's not because I need anybody to validate or follow me, or that I'm saying this is the way. It's simply that I think being a human is a team sport, and it's fun as a team sport. And so, and I really get a lot of benefit out of watching and imbibing the arts and the sharings of many different teachers. And then things will come through and just sort of dial in a way for me, because I love words and because I love art and all these different things. It will come through with a frame that maybe others hadn't had before. And so I will share it in case it's helpful to people. Or I don't even like that phrase anymore, helpful. Like, it's fine to see it as a way of like you're getting help from a person or a thing. That's fine. But I think there's something also about getting out of that paradigm of thinking that we need somebody else to tell us what to do right now. Because nobody knows you better than you. And yes, it's helpful to have different frames, and it's important to have different frames, different lenses on there, people with expertise in different arenas. But then the how we go about it, it's really what we make of it ourselves. That in my experience, and as always, take or leave anything, as take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't, change it, catalyze it, make it your own, share because maybe it will resonate with somebody else. But that ultimately it really is how we interpret and determine what we're called to be in each moment, that frames how we experience what we do. I'm going to say that again. So if you can imagine that, an odd little melody. Okay. So that your core is the essence of you is aligned very specifically with certain energetic frequencies, if you're just going to talk on a science level. And the more coherent you get into that kernel of you, the more you feel at home there, the more it's like, that I resonate with. And sometimes you hear a song that's similar, and that's cool, and maybe it's a mood you want to move into, and so you listen to it. Or maybe it's going to help you move something out of your body, and so you listen to it and dance that thing through. Or maybe, sometimes you get a song that you're like, oh, this is my song, and you just want to sing it and be it, for example. Or you meet a person and you hug that person, or you kiss that person, and it just feels like you are so aligned with my inner essence that all you can think is yes or love or yeah. Right? So if I'm getting a piece of advice from somebody and it resonates with that inner me, then I will take that in and interpret that into be more me. If I'm getting it and I go, ooh, that's interesting, and it's aligning with something that's deep but also has some pain attached to it, then maybe that's going to move me through a healing process to be able to bring back online, bring back into my awareness that piece that seemed like it was outside of myself, because that's part of the game here, is that we experience things as being outside and inside, and isn't that fun? Space and time. But that even if it's something that I'm called to do or be within, but somebody else like told me that I should do it, even if I do it, it feels like that didn't get to belong to me because somebody else told me I should, and I went and I stepped out of my alignment to go into their way. Does that make sense? And this might not resonate with you. And if it doesn't, go with what resonates with you. Maybe this will help you clarify what does resonate with you. But for me, I like to offer things in a way where I'm showing options, because I believe and experience that none of them are better or worse than others. They're just different. And yes, they will have an impact. And some of those impacts are painful, and some of those impacts are blissful. And so if we choose to put a framework on that says blissful equals good, painful equals bad, or whatever, harm equals bad, all of those frameworks which we can put in and which can be very useful. But they're also subtle forms of control. Think about that. Subtle forms of control. If I try and get people to do something because I think it's good and not do something because it's bad, then I am disengaging from their sovereign right to choose and from the divinity that they also are. Or take divinity out of it, if that's not your jam, the consciousness that they also are, same as me, same as you. And that's a form of control. Not that control is bad, it's just a choice like anything else. But how effective is it being right now in this storm that we're in? How effective is division and control right now? Trying to get people to stop being harmful because it's bad isn't working. But what is working is each of us going within, looking at those parts of ourselves, I'll speak for myself, those parts of myself that kind of just want people to go away if they're not doing doing things the way that I want them to be doing things. Healing that part means that I am very effectively dismantling a portion of that pattern, that energetic pattern. And if more and more of us dismantle the parts of those energetic patterns that are causing harm that we embody, those patterns weaken. And we grow because we're finding other connective, regenerative, community ways of being together, and those strengthen. There's so much more I want to say, and I have to get to a meeting right now. So to be continued. But I'm just going to say, if you haven't listened yet to the telepathy tapes that kind of broke the internet, they're the most popular podcast in the world. And they're beautifully, beautifully done with heart. Start from the first one, go all the way through, and, feel free to comment if you have. They're incredible. And I have to give this side note that thank you, King James, for the chats. I'm really grateful, and I will look for that pink butterfly. And yes, you are good at basketball. And also Keoni Hanalei, I'll put this link in, but he's an incredible healer from Maui for eons and eons in this lineage, and teacher, and he had a talk that was incredibly powerful among many. And then grandmother Edna Manitowabi First Nations has a beautiful teaching on water as well. And Veda Austin has incredible teachings on communicating how you and I can communicate with the waters. There's so many ways, but her ways are really fun too. So I'll put all that below, and there will be more soon. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah. Much love.